And I do solo layout. Yes, you can hear me? I hear. You can? There's an echo. I never know. I don't know. Yes, you can. No, you cannot. Yes, you can. No, you cannot. Hey, Risa. Yes. Okay, good. That's good. That's really good. Okay, good. That's really good. We're good then. The sound is good. It's no echo. I hear a tiny echo. No echo? Okay. If y'all say it's no echo, then I'm going to say okay. Yay. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for being here. Am I shiny? Put on a little Vaseline on my lips. The goal is to learn the basics of sublimation. Okay, Cricut Master. About to your excellence. Hi, little angel. Make sure you click the thumbs up button on your way in, because I think even if we don't learn what we intended to learn, you'll learn something, because you will learn what not to do. And that's still what? Learning. Okay. Hi, Anita and Sharon and Nell and Shanna and Cassandra and Phyllis and Louise and Doreen. I think I saw Miss Victoria and Juanita and Sylvia and Dawn's World of Babies and Crafting and Craftable Things. Thank you for being here. Hey, Marilyn and Latoni. Thank y'all. Thank you, everyone. Your brother gave you that name, Cricket Master. Okay, well, that's a nice name, because, brothers could give you different names. Ready to take lots of notes. Okay, good. So we want to get into the basics, y'all. We are not talking about any hacks tonight. So we're not talking about clear HTV on top. We're not doing any of that. We're talking about basic sublimation, right? Just the way it is intended to be, not the way that we've made it. We've kind of morphed it into something that it's not intended to be. Y'all know, if I'm not looking at the right camera, you know what to do, right? Just pretend like I am. Just be like, you know what? She was looking right at me. Even if I'm not, even if I'm like looking over here, you just be like, you know what? Delonda was looking right at me the whole time. Okay. Okay. So we're good. We're good. So we have our goal. And I always like to say, for those of you who are taking notes, there are 7 things. There are 7 essential things you need to get started with sublimation. There are 7 essential things. Number 1, you are going to need a sublimation printer. Now, they have sublimation printers that are already set up for sublimation, that they were created for sublimation. You don't have to do anything special to it. You don't have to convert it. You don't have to do anything special in terms of software. The reason why a lot of people don't buy those is because they are on the pricey end. Now, you can get some that are reasonably priced. And I'm not speaking from experience, because I have one that it was not created for sublimation. I did what's called a conversion. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Christiana. So, hi, Mark from Canada. Thank you, Donna. Okay, so number 1 out of those 7, you're going to need a sublimation printer, no matter what kind you buy. In my opinion, if you're going to get one that has to be, and I'm using air quotes, that has to be converted, it's best to get an eco tank. because you're going to get an Epson, most likely. You're going to get an Epson, right? Epson makes different kinds. They make an Epson Eco Tank, and they also make Epson Workforces. Epson Eco Tanks are easier to convert because you're really not converting it. You're just putting sublimation ink inside of the printer instead of the ink that comes in the printer. Okay. So somebody type number 1, sublimation printer. Remember, I said there are 7 things. Number 2, you're going to need sublimation paper. You're going to need sublimation. You're going to need a sublimation printer. You're going to need sublimation paper. Now, sublimation paper, really, there are so many companies that make sublimation paper. You just find one that you like and you can change it if you don't like it. I personally like the A-Sub brand. A-Sub makes several sizes. Let me grab some just so I can show you. Thank you for typing that. And if you've been with me, you know that I love to shop. So you know I have multiple. I'm behind the camera for 1 second. Let me grab this. You know that I love to shop. A-Sub makes several sizes of their paper. I have other brands of paper, but I like A-Sub. I haven't had a problem out of it. I don't intend to change it. HTV Ront makes sublimation paper. Hippo makes sublimation paper. There are other brands that make sublimation paper. I love this one. Now, when you look at the number, so this number right here, this 125G, that's just the thickness of the paper. And with the A-Sub brand, this 125G, this is the top of the line for them. Okay, so this is the thickest one they make. Hi, T. Hey, Maria, Latonia. Okay, so like I said, they make different sizes. So this is the A-Sub 120G. Now, according to what's on their website, this one is best for tumblers and mugs and when you're not using fabric. And so the last time I sublimated a mug, a photo mug, I actually used this one. This one will fit in the standard size Epson Eco Tank printer. So if you have just a regular, my printer is an Epson Eco Tank 2760. My printer can print up to 8.5 by 14. Okay, so this one is not as thick as the 125 grams, but according to A-Sub, who made the paper, they said it's best to use this one. It's not as thick. They also make so many different versions. So like this one is still 125 grams, so it's still the same thickness, but this is the 13 by 19. So if you have a wide format printer, you can use this. So like if you have the Epson Eco Tank 15,000 that will print up to 13 by 19, you can use this. They also have this size, and I think I bought this one by mistake. This one is 13 by 19. It's 105 grams, so it's thinner. It's thinner than the other two that I showed you before. Okay. All right. So all we've talked about are 2 things. We talked about you're going to need a printer that is specifically for sublimation, that you're going to use for sublimation and really not for anything else. So I have a printer that I use for sublimation. If I'm not looking in the right place, you know what to do. I have a printer that I use for regular household stuff, like what I need to print out, the goal, or when I need to print out things for the kid's school or things for work. But I also have sublimation printers that I only use for sublimation. So the second thing I said was you're going to need sublimation paper. Remember, I said there are 7 things. So y'all give them number 1 and number 2. Number 3, you're going to need sublimation ink. This is also going to be a matter of personal preference. The ink that I love, and I don't know if some of y'all saw my little short where I said I used to think this was called Hippo. And some of y'all have been with me when I was calling it Hippo. And nobody ever said, Delonda, it's not Hippo. But I still blame the company. They owe me for my turmoil and my heartbreak and my embarrassment. Okay. This company owes me because if you look at this original box, do you see a hippo? You don't. They just started putting this hippo on this box. This is a new box. There's a hippo. Okay, so it's called a hippo. I used to always call it hippo because look at those O's. What does those poo? Those O's do not say po. I used to always call it hippo. They should have made the hippo big. Should have just been a big hippo. They didn't even have to put a name. Just put a big hippo on the box, and that would have been okay. But it's their fault. It is literally their fault. They owe me for this. Okay. So anyway, this is the ink. See how I digress just that quick? Y'all need to find somebody more capable. Anyway, this is the ink I use. I do not plan to change the ink. Now, let me say this. Once you try sublimation paper, right? Because I remember I said you can get sublimation paper from any brand and you can try it out. You can change it. You can say, you know what? I thought I like A-Sub, but I really don't. I like the Hippo brand, or I like the HTV Ront brand. You can change that. Ink is not something that I suggest you change. Now, you can take that as a suggestion and you can just say, you know what, Delonda, your suggestion is poo. Like on this box. That's up to you. But I cannot advise you or help you if you decide to change your ink. Okay, so if you say, you know what, I thought I liked that brand, but I want to switch it out, I don't have any advice for you because I've never done that and I don't plan to do that. Okay. Angel, hey, Angel. Oh, I have some of those too, Elevate Artistry. Because I have a lot of, y'all, I would say that I'm trying to stop shopping, but that would be a lie. And it's Sunday. Now, if it had been Tuesday, further away from Sunday, I might have lied. But because we went to church and I prayed to the Lord, Lord, please forgive me. I'm not going to lie today. Okay. So I'm not trying to stop shopping. I'm not. I would be lying if I said I was. It would be a lie. Okay. So I'm not going to stop shopping. I have a lot of ink. Okay. So this is the brand. You will need sublimation ink. So I've heard people say, well, can you just use your regular printer, or can you take this? Can you switch it out? You know, I have this printer and I want to switch it out and put this ink in. You can do that. I have not done that, and I don't have any advice. I don't have any advice that I could give you on that. So we've gone through 3 things, right? I said you need 7. So we've gone through sublimation printer, sublimation paper, sublimation ink. You will also need a heat source. You will need a heat source that will reach at least 385 degrees. And I'm just being generous with 15 degrees. Okay. I'm being generous. Okay. So if you think, well, you know what? I have the ink, I have the printer, I have the paper, and I'm just going to use my iron. It's not going to go well. Okay. You're going to need a heat source. Now, you don't have to have a big heat press like that. Let me turn this one off because it's actually on and I don't need it to be on right now. You don't need a big one like that. Let me get my Cricut. This is the heat source that I started out with. I actually started out with a 9x9 easy press, and I mean, I love it. It worked for me for a while, and it still works for when I need to use it. But my advice about heat presses, because people ask me like, what is your opinion about heat presses? My advice, and always take it or leave it, get the biggest one you can afford. Because if you get a small one like this, and to me, in my opinion, this 9x9 is not big enough. I eventually needed a bigger one, right? So that's why I got the swing away. Then the swing away, for me, I needed more space. The swing away takes a lot of space, so I needed to get a clamshell. So I ended up getting that one. Your sponsor is about to get started, and it's not going to go well. Thank you, January. I love that name. Okay, so this is a Cricut Easy Press. It's a 9x9. It's a good solid heat press. The only thing I say about this in comparison to like a regular heat press, because this is not considered as a heat press. Remember, with an easy press, all of the pressure comes from you. So if you don't have a lot of strength, and with some things, when you're pressing them, you really have to add a lot of pressure. I've heard of people sitting on theirs, standing on the, I don't want to have to stand on my equipment. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want Peter to come up here one day and say, why are you standing on stuff? I don't want to have to do that. Okay. So if you want to do that, in your spare time, you'd be like, you know what? As soon as I get home, I'm going to stand on that heat press. I don't want to do that. That's not the kind of life that I deserve as a result of my hard work and sacrifice. So I ended up getting a bigger heat press. Okay. I'm just telling you. Okay. Because that would be me, Chris. And I'll be, like, what happened to you? Delonda, you were fine yesterday. Well, I went home and stood on my heat press, and now look at me. Okay. So it's a good starting point, and just think now, let's say this costs like $100. I think right now you can find one for like $99, right? Well, if you don't have enough money to get a bigger heat source, save that $99 and add it to the next time you have another $99, and eventually you will, right? So that's my opinion about that, because I could have saved the money on this to get a bigger heat press. I will also say that in my opinion, everything that I'm going to say, so I don't have to keep saying in my opinion, 12 by 15 is sufficient. 15 by 15 is excellent. 12 by 15 is good, because the StarCraft 8-in-1, like if I had to get a swing away heat press, I would get that one. It's a good heat press because you have a lot of options with that one, especially with the attachments that come with the tumblers. Okay. And I haven't ever felt like I needed a bigger one. So like there's one that's 16 by 20. I haven't ever felt like I needed one that was that big. No. And I have pressed shirts that are 4X and 5X, and I still didn't feel like I needed anything that big. Okay. So that's just a matter of, do you feel like you need that? Okay. All right. Number 5, you will need butcher paper. Now, you can get butcher paper from Amazon. I personally get mine from Sam's Club, but I'm in the United States. If you're not in the United States, if you have like a warehouse place where you shop for, like when you're buying in bulk, I would suggest looking and see if you can get butcher paper. So this is my roll. I got this from Sam's Club, and it actually comes in it's 1,000 feet, and it was like 20. When I bought this, it may have been like $21 or something like that. It may have been $21, but now because of inflation, it might be $26 or $25 or something like that. Okay. So number 5 is butcher paper, because you're going to need butcher paper. Some people call it blowout paper. Some people use cardstock. Some people use other stuff. I use butcher paper. Costco will have it. Okay, so this is the one that I use. And I bought this over a year ago, maybe even almost 2. It's $27. Okay, so you'll need butcher paper. Now, let me tell you something I know about y'all. Y'all might be getting ready to judge me right now, but guess what? It doesn't matter, because I already did it. So my feelings won't even be hurt. So because I knew that once I shared that butcher paper, that a lot of you would go ahead and put it in your cart and have it ready for a store pickup tomorrow, I was already ready for you. They're not going to be sold out the next time I need butcher paper because I already got another one. Right here. Okay, it's right here. I have one right here in case y'all try to go and get them all. I already got another one. So you're not going to get them before I get them. Okay? I know who I'm dealing with. I know you. I know you're kind. I know you people. Okay? I know you people. Okay, so I already got mine. Yeah. So don't judge me. There's that. So you need butcher paper. You will also need heat resistant tape. I prefer the Cricut brand. I keep mine on this little thing right here, this little Scotch tape desk dispenser. The reason why I keep it on this is because I can just keep it clipped to my desk wherever I go. If I go over to the other side of my craft room, I can just clip it to the desk and pull it off as I need it. Y'all hear your sponsor? He getting ready to get riled up. But anyway, I prefer the Cricut brand. I just recently got some from PYD Life. They sent me some, and it works well also. They also have, let me see if I can, I don't even think I have it. I used to have it hanging up right here. This like brown one that looks like this. I don't use this one because I have heard that others have residue, and I haven't ever had a problem with any residue with the Cricut brand. And, you know, if it works, I don't have a reason to change it. Milo, stop. That one is the Scotch tape desk dispenser or something. It might be linked below the video. It's probably linked below. I tried to link everything that I have. Can y'all give me a second while I go check on your sponsor? Y'all don't need to hear this kind of. Okay, we're back. Okay, so the last thing you'll need is sublimation blanks. Sublimation blanks come in so many different varieties, it's just not even funny. So you'll need, you know, like Cricut brand. Cricut makes a lot of sublimation blanks. This is an example of a sublimation blank. So a Cricut shirt is a sublimation blank. I put him in the laundry room. Milo, run me. Okay, having one thing, feeling fear. Don't feel fear. Okay, so y'all got the 7 things, right? I have all 7. Printer, paper, ink, heat source, butcher paper, heat tape, and you'll need blanks. Now, there are other things that'll make your crafting life easier, like you'll probably need a lint roller at some point, but you can get started without that. You'll also probably need heat-resistant gloves, but you can also start without that. But, you know, those are the 7, in my opinion, the 7 essentials. Let's start with a shirt first. And I already saved the design that I'm using. You might not need a brayer for sublimation, Angel. Probably will need a brayer for like vinyl, but maybe not sublimation. Okay, we're going to start with a shirt first. Thank you, Kristen, for typing that. So just to do a shirt, and we're actually going to press one in a few minutes. You're going to need the shirt. You're going to need the lint roller. In most cases, you're going to need butcher paper, ink, sublimation paper, the heat press, heat resistant tape. I'm going to use my Cricut and I'm going to use my printer. Okay. So we're going to go over to Cricut Design Space. And I'm going to open up that design that I shared that's linked below this video. And it should be linked right by the within the materials needed for the shirt. Okay, how y'all feeling so far? Yes, you can still use it. It's just thinner, still paper. Okay, I'm going to turn my heat press on to 400 degrees. And let me say this. Let's say I was using my easy press instead of this heat press, because you can definitely use this. You know, remember I said it's all about pressure. So I would not have both of these plugged in at the same time. So this one is, you know, it's not plugged in. It's just right here. And I would not have them powered on at the same time. I could have it plugged in, but I would not ever have more than one heat source powered on at the same time. Okay. Have I missed any questions? Maria, I typically use Microsoft Word if I'm doing a bigger image. Some people don't use Microsoft Word. I just like it because I know how to use it. Let me link that tape dispenser. And that is a matter of which you can print from Inkscape. You can print from Silhouette Studio. There are a lot of places you can print from. I just prefer Word because I know how to change the size and all that stuff. That's the tape dispenser. Okay. So I'm going to change my settings to 400 degrees. Y'all, I got to pull my pants up. Okay. I think I can do 45 seconds on that shirt. And I always measure in Fahrenheit. Okay. So now we're going over to, you can, really, it's a lot of places. I'm going over to Cricut Design Space. So y'all okay with that? Y'all feeling good? Hey, Crafty Puerto Rican. Does my HTV rod make a popping sound when it's heating up? Mine doesn't, David. Use Publisher. Okay. EcoTank 15,000. Do you recommend he's 100 all the time? No. Pay attention to what it says on the blanks, because when I did those bookmarks, it said 356 degrees. But because, and that's another thing. Let me say this about using the Easy Press. This thing comes with so many disclaimers. It's a good heat source, but it comes with disclaimers. Whatever the temperature is for what you're pressing, like let's just say you were pressing bookmarks like I did I think it was last week. the temperature, the recommended temperature of those bookmarks was 356 degrees. I know for a fact that would not have been enough with the Cricut Easy Press. So what I typically do is whatever it says on there, I'll add 30 degrees to it. Now, not that I will go up to 430 degrees. I'm not saying that. But if the thing says 385 and I'm using my Easy Press, I'm going to at least go up to 400. Okay, and I'm going to press hard. I'm not going to stand on it, but I'm going to press hard. Okay. All right, let's go to Cricut Design Space. Okay. Let's go to... Y'all, I should have really been a singer. I don't even know what happened with that. I don't know what happened with it, but just gotta figure it out. Just gotta figure it out. Okay, hide that. Let's see if we can make this. Let's see if we can make this a that. All right, we are there. Okay, Caesar heat got always is. That's right, Kristen. Exactly. That is exactly right. The Caesar heat gun even tells you like increase the temperature. Okay, so I'm in Cricut Design Space, and really you can do this from the Cricut Maker or the Cricut Explorer Air, either one of those. You cannot do print then cut in with the Cricut Joy, and we don't have to worry about that because guess what? I don't have a Cricut Joy, so there's that. Okay, so I'm going to click, and if you're ever wondering, if you have found my profile and you're wondering, why does it say Madison? It's because I bought this machine for my daughter and they did not want it. Okay, so I'm going to click New Project. And every time I change it, it still just says Madison, so it won't let me change it, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I'm going to click Upload, and I'm going to navigate to, look at your sponsor. I'll bring him up here in a minute. And I'm going to browse to where I have that file saved. Are y'all okay with me not showing you the full download and all of that? Or you need to see that? Or are you okay not seeing that? I like the Cricut brand, Angie, because I like the thickness of it, and I like the fact that you can't really see through it. Okay, so that's why I like some of the polyester shirts you buy. To me, they're very thin, and you have to like wear an undershirt. Okay, Tamara, you need to see it. Okay, not seeing it. I was printing from Cricut Design Space, I print and cut and enlarge my design huge. And okay, not seeing it. Bonnie, you need to see it or no, not see it? Good on downloading. You need to see it, Tamara. Okay. Yeah, let me do it really quickly. I don't want to not show it and somebody needs to see it. Just let me just do it really quick. Okay. So let me just do that really quick. Some people are good not seeing it. Some people need to see it, and that's okay. Everybody learns at a different pace, and this might be somebody's first time ever doing this ever. So we will go to it. So let me share that. All right. So what I did was I went to Creative Fabrica. If you're wondering, why did you choose Creative Fabrica? Because they are having such a good deal right now. And I got I'm been getting all of my images from Creative Fabrica. They have their all access plan right now for $59. So definitely a good deal. What I did was I just went to the search bar and I did a search for spring vibes because that's what I was feeling. And I just kind of looked through them and I was looking for one that really spoke to my heart. Oh, this one is cute too. Look at this. Oh, that's really cute. I kind of like this one better. Y'all like this one? Thank you, Pamela. Do y'all like this one? Oh my gosh, I kind of like this one. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going to use the other one, but I didn't see this one, obviously. But I'll just stick to what I said. Maybe, I don't know. Let me just look. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Because this was the one I said. This is the one that I actually downloaded. Anyway, I'll just do it again. Let's just do it what we said. Okay, Spring Vibes. I'm going to click download, Tamara. So when I click download, it's not actually downloaded. Let me stop sharing for 1 second because I want to make sure you can see what happens. And I'm going to share a full screen so you can see what that looks like. I'm going to click entire screen and I'll share it like that. And I'll go back to Creative Fabrica. So right here at the bottom, hold on, let me change the view. Oh, I want to have solo layout like that. Okay. Okay. So if I go back here, perfect. Okay. So at the bottom left of my screen, you'll see a folder and it's zipped, right? So with that folder being zipped, that means I have to unzip it. So I'm going to click on that folder and then right here where it says extract all, I'm going to click that. Okay, and then I'm going to click browse. I never just click extract. I always click browse and then I save it where I want to save it so that I'll remember how to get back to it. I organize my files right away. Okay, so I'm going to click browse, and even though I already have this saved, I'm going to save it again to show you how I have mine saved. So I'm going to click new folder and I'll just call this Spring Vibes Part 2. Okay, and where is it? Spring Vibes Part 2. I'll select that folder and I will click extract so it goes into that folder. So when I get over to Creative Fabrica, when I get over to Cricut Design Space, I'm not having to think about where is that file saved and how can I get to it and what was the name of it. I'm not having to do any of that, and I don't have a bunch of stuff saved to my desktop. Okay, so we're good on that. And now I'm going over to Creative Fabric. I'm gonna hide this. We're going over to Cricut Design Space. There is a late fee. Okay. Okay, how y'all feeling? I know I did that fast, but remember you can always go back and watch. The video will be up, okay? Okay, thank you, Christiana, for saying that. All right, so we're in Cricut Design Space now, and I am Tamara. Was that good enough? Were you able to follow that? It sure is, Pamela. Were you able to follow that? I'm gonna keep going until I see your comment. Okay, and now I'm going to click upload. Okay, good, very good. So I'm going to click upload image. I'm going to browse to that folder, right? And I'm going to click on documents because that's where my files are. And I'm going to navigate to that folder, Spring Vibes Part 2. And there it is. There's the file. It's going to come in. I'm going to choose complex and I'm going to click continue. I'm not going to make any changes to it. I'm going to click apply and continue. I'm going to click the print, then cut image. Now, whoever made this file, they really went above and beyond because right here, it even has the image name. And you see, I did not type that Spring Vibes Sublimation. I didn't type that. You see, it wasn't already included in my files. So I'm going to click upload. And I'm just going to select the file. I'm going to add it to my canvas. Good, Malika. Okay. So now I can look right here in my layers panel and I can see that I have a message, right? I see the exclamation point, right? And it says it's going to tell me that it's too big, which is fine because that's fine. I know it's too big. I can tell. What I typically do is I bring the view down on my canvas. I bring it down to like right at 50% so I can see the full file. Now I can see this file is really big. I'm glad that the proportions are locked right here at the top. Pay attention to that. Sometimes when you bring a file in, the proportions will be unlocked and then your file it'll look weird. So when you bring a file in, it's important to make sure that the proportions are locked unless you unlock them. Okay. Lavisa, is it Lavisa or Lavessa? I don't have a class. I still do crafting as a hobby. because I still work. And honestly, I only y'all want to know my truth. I'm gonna tell it to you now. I'm telling you the truth. I came on live because it had been bothering me that I had not been live since February. The last time I was live was February 8th, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do better. So that's why I'm here, and I know next week is going to be so busy. So I already have my content planned out for next week. Okay, so that was, see how I digressed? Okay, so here I have the file. I can see it's big. I'm just making it a little bit smaller, just like that. Okay, I just grabbed the edge and I just made it smaller. Now, typically what I do, I can only show you what I do. Kelly, you know I miss you. You already know that. I hope you know that, because I do. I will grab a t-shirt template that matches the shirt that I use. Let me go back and do that again. So you see right now, the only thing I have on my canvas is just this Spring Vibes file, right? So what I'm going to do is go over here to this left side. See where my mouse is hovering right here, hovering at the top left, right? I'm going to click on templates, and I'm going to scroll down and find the t-shirts, because I'm making a t-shirt, right? I'm going to click on classic t-shirts, and it says templates are for reference only and will not be saved. So nothing is actually going to cut out. This is just here to help me make sure that my image is not too big for my shirt and that it's going to look nice on the shirt. Okay, so now I'm going to click right here at the top. The type is a men's short sleeve. Yes, that's what I'm using. And the size of the shirt that I have is a medium. Okay, and the color of it is white. But if you were using a different color shirt, you can change it to, you know, if your shirt was pink or purple or blue or yellow, you can change it to whatever color, you know, your shirt is. And you can even click on this advanced option and, you know, move the colors around like this to make it match what you have. Now, my shirt is just the regular white shirt, so I can close that, and I can move the image on top of the shirt and see how big I want it to be. I can look at this and tell you that it's really, really too big. I don't need it to be that big on the shirt. Okay, and I actually think this size looks pretty good. Let me bring it up. Right now, the view on my canvas is at, oh, look. Pay attention to this right here. See, my proportions are unlocked, but you see, I did not unlock them. I did not unlock the proportions on my image, but it unlocked automatically. So I'm going to lock it back because I don't want it unlocked. Y'all following? And if I'm going too fast, say, Delonda, you're going too fast. Speed demon. Y'all good? Bueller. Okay, all right, good. Okay, so now I like this size right here, and I can, you know, kind of check to see if I want to make it any bigger. And I'm still looking over here to make sure I don't have any problems with Cricut Design Space, because I don't want any issues, right? The size of the paper that I'm using is actually the 8.5 by 11. So I need to make sure that, you know, I'm within that allowable size. Okay. I think this is fine right here, actually. Okay. So now I'm ready to click make it. Okay, so it looks like it's fine, but right here it says the material size is 11.7 by 16.5, and that's not my material size. So I need to change that. Let me go back and click cancel. And let me go over to the settings. And let me go to load type. My print then cut, my load type is not 12 by 24. It's actually 12 by 12. And my print then cut page size should actually be 8.5 by 11. So that's going to change the size that I'm allowed to use right here. So let me just lock the proportions back. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. And I'm just going to go I'm gonna use the down arrow until I don't see an error message anymore. I can do it like this, or I can click right here and do auto resize. Okay, so that made it small. That's okay, but I hope I don't confuse you guys. I'm gonna unlock it now because now I wanna see how big I can go. Okay, I got an error message already. Let me see if I can make it taller. I got an error message already. Okay, I cannot. All right, so that's the biggest I can make it within Cricut Design Space, which is the reason why I don't really print from here very much. But I'll do it because we want to just be standard. Okay. All right, so this is what my image looks like. My material size is 8.5 by 11. Okay, and I am going to click continue. And I'm going to send this to the printer. Okay, so right here it says Epson EcoTank 2760 series, add bleed. I'm going to turn the add bleed off, but I am going to use system dialog and I'm going to click print. Using system dialog brings up your printer settings. Hi, Breeze. Breezy. Is it Breeze or Breezy? Okay, so I'm going to go to my printer. I'm going to click preferences. And I already have a sublimation preset. Now, I shared my exact preset and I shared how to get to my preset in a previous video. I will leave it linked below this video. My paper type is premium presentation paper matte. The quality is high. I do like to do a print preview just so I don't waste time or ink or paper or any materials really. So once I click OK, nothing is actually going to print because it's going to give me a print preview. Okay, so I'm going to click print. Okay, and so there's my image. I can see that it is mirrored. Now look, pay attention to this. So I mirrored in my printer settings, but I did not mirror in Cricut Design Space. So if I look at what I have right here on my print preview, and I look at what is happening in Cricut Design Space, I can see that these two things do not match. They should match, right? 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 Y'all just want me to keep saying right. Okay, cool. Okay, so I am going to print this just like this. And then I'm going to go over to Cricut Design Space and I'm going to make sure that I mirror over here because those two things should match. Now let me go make sure my paper is right. Hold on. And I'll turn the camera around so you can see that. I was doing some DTF stuff before this video. I was doing some DTF stuff before this video. Tell me, y'all, I need to be on the idol. Let me see if I can just turn this around. Let's see if that'll work. Let's see if it'll work. Let's see if it'll work. Going on a little field trip. See if this will work. Y'all got so much stuff going on behind this camera. You just have no idea. You have no idea. Okay, I'll turn it so you can see it because I want you to see what my setup looks like. I'm going to click done. I'm also going to go back here, go here, and I'm going to stop sharing. And you can see my printers are perfect. Okay, so you can kind of see my little setup, but let me move the camera so you can see it. Let me turn this so I can see what you see. Let me turn the camera. So that's my 15,000. This is my EcoTank 15,000 that you see right there. But this is my, can you bring that down some? This is my This is my 2760. I'm trying to bring it down so you can see it. See it. Y'all see it? I think you can see it good enough. Now, I don't have any paper in there because I don't keep paper in mine. Some people do. I don't. This is the A-Sub paper that I use. The paper is usually facing the back. So my printer, when the paper goes through, the printer is going to print on this side. So I'm just going to put that in there like that. Hey. Okay. Hey, y'all. Okay. And it says paper type does not match because remember I said I was doing some DTF before this. I'm going to click OK. So I'm going to change the setting to the premium presentation paper matte, which is what I have. It's going to print out. You'll get a chance to see that. Hi, Victoria Madison. I'm glad you're here. Christiana, you want me to sing? Ooh. Ooh. Can't give you all my talent. Cannot give you all of my talent. Cannot. So now if you're looking, you see all of those cords back there. I keep all of my printers directly connected to my computer. This is a matter of personal preference. CTR shirts, you want to be able to sing like this. I know you do. I can feel it through the computer. I keep mine directly connected. Some people print via Bluetooth or they do like a wireless connection. I just prefer to keep mine directly connected because I don't have to worry about the image not printing all the way through or there being an interruption with the Wi-Fi or anything like that. So I always keep mine directly connected, and that's why you see all those wires. So there are actually 3 printers on this shelf, and all 3 of them are connected to the computer. Thank you, CTR. Let me give you a good one. Hold on. Let me clear my throat. Ooh. Ooh. That's enough right there. I'm not going to go any further. Okay. All right. How do I connect all 3? Printer doesn't have a connection to computer option. It doesn't. I'll show you the back of my. Monitor because that's where they're all connected. That's my sister. Danita, stick to crafts. I'm gonna be on American Idol after this is over. I see some hateration. What did Mary J. Blige tell y'all about that? Don't need no hateration in this dancery. That's what she said. She made a whole song about it. Don't need no hateration in this dancery. Y'all weren't even listening. Cut electric breaker the other day. Oh, Lord. That's right, Diane. Now that's somebody who knows my skill right there. Diane knows. She knows my skills. Sun printed image, but it has lines in it. You fought this thing earlier. Oh, Lord. Baby Luther right there. Lines usually mean it needs to be clean. I've had that problem. What did she say? Yeah, she said it. Okay, so you see it's not printing fast, and you don't want it to print fast with sublimation. You want it to go slow and take its sweet time. Will I ever buy a Cameo? No. You know what? I love the Cricut machines. I think they are fantastic. And I haven't had a problem. Now, Cricut Design Space is like, can you love one thing without loving the other? Yes. How many ports do you have on the back? I'm gonna show y'all. You don't have enough ports. Things y'all do the most and want to encourage to go for it. You have a sawgrass. My sister has a sawgrass, but she actually got an Epson. You love the Cricut? Yeah, I love the Cricut. I really do. Sometimes Design Space gives me drama, but not enough for me to hate it. Have I tried the beta version? I think I'm working in the beta version. When I printed when I made that design, when I uploaded that design, I was in the beta version. When I print to my Epson and mirror, it prints on the opposite side. So then turn the paper over, Teresa. You can love one and not the other. You can get a port. Yeah, you can get a port that has more USB connectors. Yeah. I think they even sell those at Walmart. I think they're trying to make it better too, but they don't really have a way to be shut down for days at a time. So they're trying to say, the Design Space will be down for however many hours, but that's not enough hours to really get it to work. Yeah. So I'll let y'all see my other printers while that's printing out. I think I can. I know I can. So that's my 15,000 at the top. Then this is the 2760. These both have the Hippo sublimation ink. This one just prints 13 by 19. And then on the bottom down there, I don't know if you can see that, that's just my regular printer that I use when I'm not doing sublimation. It's just a Canon MX 472. And I paid maybe $50 for that printer. I didn't pay a lot for it. And I don't suggest, if you are getting a printer just for like stickers and stuff, you don't need to get one that's very expensive. That printer was not expensive. Okay, so now my image is printed out. You can see it's not vibrant, right? And honestly, I don't need my Cricut to cut this because I'm doing sublimation, so I can just cut around this myself. I don't need to put this on the mat and let my Cricut cut it. So I'm just going to cut around this. I'm going to get this put on my shirt. So let's move over to the heat press. Oh, let me show y'all the back of my desktop first. How are y'all feeling so far? How are y'all feeling so far? Okay, let me see if I can turn this so y'all can see. It's kind of a mess, but you can still see it. So this is the monitor for my desktop. It's a Lenovo, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 ports right here. And then I also have a port on that side. So, and because I have three printers, plus I have the keyboard and the mouse, which are wireless. So this little thing is for the keyboard and the mouse. And then the rest of these are my printers. Now that might have just given somebody anxiety. If it did, I'm sorry. I'm getting ready to turn it away. If that just gave you anxiety, I'm sorry. But if it helped you, great. Okay. How y'all feeling? Let me move this so you can see. Like that, so you can see. Okay, you good? Okay, so now I have my image. typically, y'all, I'm just telling you what I do. I take it off the printer and I'll just let it sit on the heat press for like a minute just to make sure the ink is completely dry. You don't have to do that. That's just what I do. I just like to do that. Okay, that's just what I like to do. You don't have to do that, but that's what I do. So while it's just sitting there, I can open this shirt. This is a Cricut brand shirt. I prefer the Cricut brand shirts because, like I said, I like them. I think they're good quality. And if you can get them on sale, like they had a sale, I think Michael's had a sale recently, but I knew I was not going to Michael's because I don't do well with sales, you guys. I go overboard and I don't need anything. So I'm trying a little bit. Okay. So we'll take this out of the package while that's just sitting on the heat press. This is 95% polyester, 5% what's called elastane. Okay, so 95% polyester is good, right? That's a high quality, high polyester count shirt. Okay. See how thick it is? Some of the polyesters you buy won't be this thick, so you can't really see through it. I like that because you don't need to see through it, right? That's my personal business. Thank you. I have to open it on. What did I miss? Does my heat press heat to the temperature you set it at? Mine seems to heat about 20 degrees higher than I set it. Yeah, I think so with this one, yes. And I will also say with the HTV Ront, it does heat up to the temperature I set it. Now, the heat press that I used to use all the time, that swing away, I feel like it was hotter than I was setting it to. I was like, this thing is an incinerator. Like, that is not, you can't tell me that's 385. That's got to be 585. It was like steaming. It was doing a lot. It was, I was like, you know what? I'm not ready to die yet. As we digress. Okay, so here's my shirt, right? So I'm gonna go over here to the heat press. I take this off now. I didn't damage the image or anything. It's just a hot little warm sheet of paper, right? We just put it right here for right now. But let me cut these registration lines off. I'm just cut these off because I don't need my Cricut to cut this. I could rip them off. Now, if I had printed this from Microsoft Word, I would have been able to print much, much bigger. Right? So I just cut the lines off. Okay. So now I'm going to put my shirt over here on the heat press, and I'll bring it closer if y'all need me to, because I want you to be able to see everything. All right. And I'll lint roll this. I'm not good at remembering that. I'm probably the queen of the blue fibers. Just a regular lint roller. Do not get the one from the Dollar Tree. It's not even worth 50 cents. Right? So I'm just get a little. Because if you don't lint roll, you will get blue fibers. And you'll be like, where did those blue fibers come from? The devil. That's where they came from. I think he invented them. Okay? If you're ever wondering where they come from, him. Okay, so I'm just doing a little quick pre-press, 5 seconds. That's good. And really, I can do a little crease down the middle. The purpose of the crease down the middle is to find the center of the shirt. Okay. I learned that from my sister, Danita Lowry. Okay, crease down the middle. Really could have done that when I did the pre-press, but I didn't. All right. Okay. So I have a crease down the middle. A little bit. You can't really see it, but I can see it. Okay, a little bit of crease. Now, what I'm going to do is I need to bring y'all closer. Those Dollar Tree Dollar Tree they owe me an apology. Do I need to bring y'all closer, or can y'all see me good enough from there? If you can, that's fine. Okay, so now let me tell you this. So remember I said butcher paper. What I do is, and I have some butcher paper already cut, so I didn't need to be wasting your time. I'm going to put butcher paper inside my shirt to protect the ink from going. Let me bring this up so I'm not bending down. Hold on. Let me bring this up. Hey, okay. All right. So I'm going to put butcher paper. Y'all want to come closer? Hey, Nani, you want to be closer? Are we twins? No. Nah, we're not twins. Let me turn off the camera for a second. I learned how to not make y'all go on unnecessary field trips with me. See if y'all can see me once I turn this camera back on. We're still here. Hey, right there. Okay. I'm going to take some butcher paper. I'm going to put it inside the shirt. The purpose of the butcher paper is to make sure that none of this ink goes through from the front of the shirt to the back. Because if I didn't do that, my shirt would say spring vibes on the front and it'll say on the back. And we don't need that. Okay, we don't need that kind of drama. So we put this inside here. And don't ask me how I know, because that's between what? Me and the Lord. Okay. We come down 3 finger lengths. 3 finger lengths, right? We get the image. We put it in the what? Middle. We get some heat resistant tape. We tape it. Okay, that's what we do. The purpose of taping it is so we don't get what's called ghosting. And the image moves a little bit. Then we get butcher paper to put on top. Okay, so I'm going to put butcher paper on top. I'm a folder. I like to fold mine. You don't have to be that way. That's what I like to do. So I have butcher paper inside the shirt. I have the image face down and tape down. And I have butcher paper on top of that. I have my heat press set to 400 degrees. And I'm going to try 45 seconds. And I think that's enough. Okay, let me see if I'm making, see if I miss anything. I'll get Milo at the end. Doesn't matter what color tape. It does not matter what color tape. That is a matter of personal preference. I prefer the Cricut brand because I haven't had any problem with the residue. So sometimes I've seen people use that brown tape. I thought I used to keep it up here, but it might be in the trash where it belongs. I've seen people use that one and they love it, but I don't. When do you use Teflon versus butcher paper? So Teflon, I use that with heat transfer vinyl. This is on medium pressure. It's beeping. Let me grab my gloves. Oh, I'm going to remove that. Yeah, I haven't ever had a residue problem with the. Now watch the be tonight be tonight. I get residue. Then I'm gonna have to call Cricut and be like, y'all lied. You liars. Okay, let's see. Y'all, I'm nervous. Let me see. It's so good. I can see it already. Ooh. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me get my thoughts together. Hold on. Let me get my thoughts together. It's so good, y'all. It's so good. I mean, really, girl. I mean, like, it's good. It's good. Okay, let me just pull it off, and let me let y'all see it as I pull it off, because that'll la, 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 la. Okay, the paper fell out. Let me get right here so y'all can see it. I need one of those mannequins. Look at that. 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 Do you see how vibrant that is? Do you remember what it looked like before it was pressed? It was dull. It looked like it was muted. It was retro, right? That looks really good. I love it. I love it. Now, let me show you now with sublimation, your ink, your design is in the fabric. It's not on there, right? So like the shirt that I'm wearing, remove my long and luxurious locks, right? So this is actually screen print, so this is different. But with sublimation, you can see the ink is in the fabric. So if I stretch this, see that? The ink is in there. Y'all know I'm never ever good at this. See that? Okay. So we've done a shirt. What do we need for a shirt? And how are y'all feeling? I'm gonna turn this off for a second. I'm gonna stop the camera and move y'all back. Tell me how you feeling. Tell me how you're feeling. If you're feeling great, like you can do it. That's what I want you to feel. Like you can do it. What size is good to print for extra large? I think it depends on the shirt or whatever you're making. So that's why I always use the templates. That's why I always use the template. Okay, I'm back. So we've done a shirt. Hopefully, if you haven't ever sublimated anything, you feel you need the 7 essentials, then you need a shirt. That's right. That's right, Kristen. Exactly. If you have the 7 essentials and you download a design, you are good to go. Pamela, I have a lot of heat presses. I have a lot of heat presses. I have this one right here. That's a StarCraft 15 by 15. I have the StarCraft 8-in-1, which is a 12 by 15. I have the HTV Runt, which is a 15 by 15. I have a lot of them. I have a video that I'll leave linked below this video that kind of gives you my opinion about the heat presses that I have and my advice if you're thinking about getting a heat press, because you don't have to have a big heat press. Okay. Yeah, yellow around. Thank you, Melina. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on. 7 essentials. Uh-oh, somebody share the 7 essentials with Sabrina. Sabrina must have come in after the start time. Sabrina, we start right on time over here. We start right on time over here. Now, I am going to do something that I have never done live, and I am going to need for y'all to not, judge me, because it might not be perfect, but I am going to give it my good old college try. Okay, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you my good old college try. I'm going to show you exactly what I know. Yeah, I will. Thank you, Marina. Thank you for telling me that. So this one is, I haven't seen it in stock in a long time, because once they do get them in stock, you have to get it that day or you're not going to get one. As soon as they're in, they're out. I think once the company say, oh, we have some in stock, when they say some, they mean one. Like, how many did y'all have when y'all made this announcement? Oh, one? Okay, it's gone. So it is, even when I bought that, when somebody told me, like, they have them in stock, I bought it that day. You have to have it that day. Okay, so I am going to attempt to sublimate a tumbler live, even though I have not personally perfected tumblers. But I'm going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly, the down, the dirty, the awful, this is Delonda trying it. And hopefully it'll make you feel better about your life, right? Because if you feel like today has been a terrible day, but then I saw Delonda trying to sublimate that tumbler and everything is better. Okay. Can you use this method on darker shirts? The darkest shirt that Cricut makes is a gray. It's like a heather gray. Yes, it will be the same exact process. Okay. So this tumbler is linked below. This is a PYD Life tumbler. This is not one they sent me. This is one that I actually purchased, because even though they sent me a billion tumblers, there are some tumblers that I've actually just purchased because I like their stuff. That's just true facts. Even though I did not need to purchase any tumblers, because they always send me tumblers. And once again, if this is your first time here and I am not looking in the right place, please pretend like I am and continue on with your life. Okay. All right. So this tumbler right here is it's like a shimmer, glitter, iridescent. I don't even know the right description for it, but I like it, right? You did, Cynthia? I'm using that for this. That's why I had to turn that heat press off, because I'm ready to bring it out in a minute. That thing is so amazing. So I am going to sublimate this tumbler. The things you need to sublimate a tumbler. You need the 7, right? You need a tumbler press or an oven. I'm going to be using an oven. You need the A-sub, or you need sublimation paper. You need sublimation ink. So I've heard people ask, can you sublimate a tumbler without sublimation ink? The answer to that is no. If the blank you're using requires sublimation, if you're using a sublimation printer, you should be using sublimation ink and sublimation paper. Those 3 things go together all the time. Okay. So you're going to need sublimation ink. You're going to need shrink wrap. You're going to need they don't call it a heat gun. They actually call it a heat blower, because I think they don't want to be aggressive. But that name is just funny to me because it's not a heat blower. It's actually a heat gun. And they can call it whatever they want to call it. It's a heat gun. Okay, so that's just that. All right, you're going to need heat resistant tape. I use and I'm going to use Eve's word right here, a rolly cutter. I like that name. Even though it really has a technical name, I like calling it a rolly cutter. You're going to need heat resistant gloves, and you're going to need a printer. Okay, I listed the things, but look at this. This is not a heat blower. This is a gun. It's a gun. It has a gun. Okay, so I'm just telling you. Okay, so I'm going to remove the lid. I'm just put the lid off to the side. I don't know if let me see if you can see. See how, I don't know if you could tell that it's like holographic or whatever. All right. So the design that I'm using for this also came from Creative Fabrica. I'm not going to go back to Creative Fabrica because I've already done that part. And the same way I downloaded the file to use in Cricut Design Space, I did the same exact thing, but this time I'm not going to use Cricut Design Space. I am going to use Microsoft Word, and I'm going to show you how I use Microsoft Word. It's industrial, honey. It's not even a baby gun, it's a big gun. All right, how many times can you say gun without your page being shut down? Okay, like you said gun, gun, gun. Okay, we're not doing it. Okay, that y'all behave. Get yourself together. Okay. Okay. I'm going to present. Hold on one second. Let me close this out. I'm going to close all of this out. We're going to start from what? Scratch. Let's save it. Oh, Lord, I'm worried because this iPad is about to die and I'm going to have to plug in the charger, and that's going to change what happens to the sound. We'll have to get to that when we get to it. Lord, I'm worried about it. Lord, I am worried about that. Okay, I'm going to go to share screen. We will go to window. Even though I had it charging, but it don't. Thank you, Deborah. Gotta laugh to keep from crying. I was actually crying earlier today. Did y'all know that? I was, because I miss my son, even though he gives me all the reasons to stay prayed up. I was really crying today. Not even lying about that. Okay, so I'm going to go to share. I'm going to hide that. And let me make sure that what you see is the full screen layout. Okay, so I'm in Microsoft Word, and this is where every time I'm making a tumbler or anything bigger than what Cricut Design Space allows, I prefer Microsoft Word. That's just what I do. You don't ever have to do what I do, but I can only show you what works for me. Okay, so I'm here. When you open Microsoft Word, it will always open in portrait mode, okay? I typically change mine to landscape. So what I do is I go to layout right here at the top of the screen, right here, layout, and then I go to orientation and I go to landscape. So now my paper is wider than it is long, okay? And then what I do is I stretch my margins all the way out. Okay, I'll just stretch them out to it's almost like I don't even have any margins. Okay, I'm stretching that out. I'm stretching this out. And I already have my image printed out, but I'm going to show you just what I do. Okay, I'm not going to print it again because it doesn't make sense to print it again. All right, so now I have the margins stretched out and I have my layout changed from portrait to landscape. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go to insert. I'm going to go to pictures from this device. Remember, my files are saved in my Creative Fabrica folder, and I'm going to go to the, let me see what that one was called. It's called Hello Spring Tumbler, and this is the one that I made. Okay. So when the file comes in, it comes in at 8.19 for the height, and the width is 9.29. Now, let me stop sharing for a second because I want to make sure you understand this very clearly. Let me go here. When you're making a tumbler, it is very, 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 very important to measure. Don't ever just use somebody else's measurements, even if you have the exact same tumblers they have. Okay, it's important. Yes, it's linked, Kristen. It's important to measure for yourself. So take the tumbler, you're going to measure around the tumbler, like go all the way around. Okay. And then, so you got, I'm looking at this one and it says that it is, let me look at it good, really good. It says that it is like right at 9.5, if I'm looking at it right. Let me turn it around so you can see it. I'm not doing a good job of this. Hold on. Maybe closer to 9.4, 9.4. I know you can't really see that, but you want to get as close as you can. And then, so not only measure around, but also measure from the top to the bottom without the lid. So you see, I don't have a lid on there. I'm going to go all the way from the top to the bottom. Okay. If I go all the way from the top to the bottom, I can see that it is 8 inches. Now, one thing about the PYD Life tumblers is that it'll tell you in the description from any tumbler they have, it'll tell you what the measurements are. Okay. So you can take that and go with it. What I have learned is to always go a little bit wider. So whatever they suggest. So on this one, they suggested 9.3. I cut mine at 9.4. Okay, that's just what I do. Okay, so measure the top, measure around, and then measure top to bottom. Okay, now I'm going back into Microsoft Word. This is a 20 ounce. This is a 20 ounce. It's linked below. Okay, I'm going back to Word and to that document. Let me hide this. Let me go back here. Make sure that is on the full screen. Okay, so we're in Word, and here's the tumbler. Now, if you're not using Word, it won't matter because it's going to matter what, program you're using. So the height that I like, I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to go to size and position. And the height, I'm going to unlock this. I don't want the ratio to be locked. I'm going to uncheck that. And I want the height to be right at 8. And I want the width to be right at 9.34. Okay, so it just made it a little bit wide. Okay, so I have that. Yes. Okay, so I have the tumbler, the size that I want. That's going to match my tumbler. So I'm going to click File. I'm going to go to Print. I'm going to choose my Epson EcoTank. I'm going to go to Printer Properties, and I am going to select my Sublimation preset. Remember, mine is already set, and then I would do a print preview because my image needs to be mirrored. It has words on it. I will click OK. And then, once I click print, nothing will actually happen because it's going to show me a print preview. I'm turning my heat press back on for a second. I'm going to click print just so we can see it. It's going to say, there it is. Let me see if you catches up with what you see on your screen. Oh, it didn't show it. Hold on. Let me click cancel because I need to show it as I need to do a full screen. Let me stop and do share full screen. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to go back to Word. Okay, you can see that. So you see the image now? You didn't see the resizing, did you? Y'all didn't see any of the resizing. It just stayed right there on that screen. Did y'all see the resizing? I don't know if you did. This design came from Creative Fabrica. Did y'all see the sizing or no? Because if you didn't, then I'll go back and do that part again. Bonnie, you didn't. Okay, so I right click on it. I just right click with my mouse, and I'm going to go to size and position. And right here where it said the height, I wanted the height of mine to be 8 inches, and I wanted the width to be 9.34. So I just typed in the numbers. I do not have the lock aspect ratio checked because if I keep that checked, let me show you what happens. Let me just check this. Every time I change the width, the height will change to stay in proportion. So if I just go up, watch what happens to the height. If I only click the width and I just click up, watch what's going to happen to the height. See, it's going to move together. And I don't really want it to move together. Okay, so I'll uncheck that and I'll just put the width right at 9.34 and I want the height to stay at 8. I like this color, like this, Rita. Okay, and so then what I did was I went to print and I chose my Epson EcoTank 2760. I went to printer properties and I chose my sublimation preset. So my premium presentation paper mat, all of my settings are here. I have the print preview already selected. I'm going to click OK. And once I click print, it'll show me what a print preview will look like. Okay, so I can see that my design is mirrored, which is what it should be. Once again, I'm not going to print this again because I already have it printed. Okay, how y'all feel about that? I think, you know what? I think I will print it again because I want to show you something. Maybe I'll just end up using that design on something else. Maybe I'll do another tumbler at another time. I'll print that because I wanted to show you something. I put the paper in the same way that I did the first time. I'm going to go ahead and print this. So I want to show you what's going to happen. Print preview is everything. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and go to here. So now, like I said, I already have it printed out and I already cut it. And this is what it looks like before pressing, right? I could do that, Rita. That's a good idea. That's actually a great idea. It might be nice to give as a gift. I've already cut this, but I want to show you what it looks like when it comes from the printer so you can see what I cut off, okay? And let me see if I can change my settings so you can see this up close and see how I made sure that it was a good fit. Let me move my gun. Move your gun, Delonda. It's in my way. Okay, so you can see, you know, I don't know, what is this called? Self-healing mat. That's what it's called. This is the Rolly cutter I was telling you about. And this is the ruler. I'm going to show you how I cut mine. It was mirrored with the printer settings. Yes. How long after printing? Oh, I was at a long time. I mean, I have a lot of stuff that's just sitting in the cut, waiting to be used. I think as soon as that heat hits it, it'll be good to go. Got a gun. It is called a rotary cutter, Kristen, but Rolly cutter is so much better. Okay. Rolly cutter is a lot better. So I've been using this to cut my paper, to trim the paper down to get it ready. So here's the tumbler that I'm using. And what I have been doing is wrapping it around with the, see how that's too short? I've been wrapping it around with the image showing so I can see if it's, if it's going to be good enough. Now this is an oops, right? Because I cut this too short. This was 7.7 by 9.4. So I ended up having to print this one again. See that? So I actually printed it again, and I printed it and I cut it the right size. So this one is actually perfect. And when I get ready to tape it down, which is going to be hard to get it on camera, but I'm gonna do my best. I left a little bit, and I learned that from one of the ladies in my Facebook group. Her name is Lakeisha. She said, leave some on the edge. So I want to see if it works. I did sublimate one of those glitter tumblers last night, just testing it out. I'll show y'all what that looks like while this other image is printing. I'm worried about this iPad dying, you guys. I'm really worried. I'm really, really worried. Let me see what'll happen if I I think you're not gonna be able to hear me. Can y'all hear me? Yes. There's an echo. Now, what? There's an echo. How about this? Can you hear me now? No? Yes or no? Yes, you can hear me. Okay, yes. Yay! Okay, yay! So this is the glitter one. This was the silver glitter one. I like the way it came out. I was pretty impressed with it. This is the one I did last night. So I got this image from Creative Fabrica too. I really, I don't know if y'all can see it really good, but okay, so that other image is finished printing. Let me show y'all something. I sound far away. I'm sorry. So let me go back to the regular. So here's the image. This is the image that we're getting ready to put on the tumbler. So you can see all the space around here. See all that space around there. I typically let mine sit on the heat. I still let it sit on the heat plate. I'm just gonna let it sit there for a minute. Mary G, you talking about this one? This one, Mary? Do you live in the United States? Are you in the United States? If you're in the United States, I'll send it to you. Since you asked, I'll send it to you. I have not used it. Y'all, I don't do sales. I would have sent it to you anyway. I will send it to you. If you're in a Facebook group, Mary, just send me a message on Messenger with your address and I'll send it to you. This is the glitter tumbler from PYD Live. Yes. The sound is very low. Let me see if I can turn it up. Is that better? Is that better? Can y'all hear me now? It's okay. 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 So now I'm gonna go back to the other camera view because I want to show you how I cut it. I don't know if it matters or even if you care, but I just want to show you what I did. So you see all of this extra white space around here. What I did was I took the roly cutter, because that's what Eve calls it from the baby's booty. She calls it a roly cutter. That's the silver glitter, Gail, yes. And what I did was I just took this ruler and I lined it up with the edge, the very edge of this image. I use the rolling cutter and I just cut it all the way off. Okay, and then I did the same thing over here on the bottom. Just got all the way up to the edge. Hopefully y'all can see that. Y'all please don't be offended if I don't remember. If you're like, you know, you don't know me in the Facebook group. No, I only know the regulars. Like Christiana and Miss Victoria and Lakeisha, like the regulars, the people who interact all the time, I know them. But everybody else, I really don't. It's hard to remember. And sometimes your name isn't the same on YouTube as it is on Facebook. So my thing is not that sharp, but see where I'm going with this? I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Don't do that. I meant to leave that edge there and I cut it off. So don't do that. But anyway, that's what I did. So on the real one, I left that white edge right there. I meant to do that here, but I made a mistake. That's what I did. So leave a white edge. Okay, so now I'm going to take the tumbler and I am going to make sure that is, make sure my design is not upside down because I've already sent out an upside down image to Ozella. And she said, I love it. So if she likes it, guess what? I like it. So now let me get my, let me turn this heat press off. I need to get my other stuff together. I'm kind of like not really ready the way I need to be ready. Okay, so I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get my tape. And I'm gonna do my best to tape this, knowing that I'm in a strange and awkward position. So where this white is right here, this is gonna be on the outside. It's gonna be on top, right? Y'all, I'm doing my best. If I don't do a good job, just pretend. I'm pulling it very, very, very tight. And I'm also trying to make sure that it's straight. I'm wondering if I show it from a different angle, maybe the front angle, it's not as weird. Let me get some tape already. Some pieces already cut so I can be ready to tape. Oh, Lakeisha is here. She's the one that taught me to leave that little white piece. And turn it this way just so I can put the tape down and pull it where the seam is. So I just got one piece. I'm just tape it down and pull it tight. And I'm gonna tape some more. Now I'm gonna get a long piece of tape and just tape it down here. And somebody might be saying, I don't do it like that, Delonda. And that's great. But you have to do it the way you do it. I have to do it the way I do it. Okay, so I'm gonna just add a piece of tape down here. I've seen people use painter's tape. I haven't tried that. I said I would, but I just haven't. Not that I won't, I just haven't. Okay. And then I'm going to go along this seam with my thumb. I can't see your comments right now. So if y'all are saying, Delonda, you suck. I don't know it. I don't know if that's what y'all are saying. I'm going to pretend in my mind that you're saying, Delonda, you are doing fantastic. Okay? So that is that. I'm not going to tape this. Some people do. I'm not. I'm not going to tape that. I might add some tape around the top. I cannot say that I have one simple, oh, this is how I do it. I try something different every time. Okay, so I have a piece of tape, and I'm just going to have some to go around the top right here. And you can see that there's some, hopefully you can see that there's some overlap. Okay. And I'm going to just fold it over. Okay, and I'm just making sure that it's taped down good. Okay, now I'm gonna get my oven. Still can't see your comments. But I guess I can, will the oven be in a weird spot if it's right there? I guess it won't. I'll put the oven right there. I'll put the oven right there. Not yet. I just take that back. Put the oven right here for right now. Because I have to use my gun. Don't say 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 gun. Can't hear again? I want to see if it's seamless too, Rita. That'll be great. Who can't hear? David, you can't hear? Okay, so I have if you can't hear, close out and then open it back up. So I have shrink wrap. I'm going to put this in there, shrink wrap. Like that. I'm going to grab my gun with the PYD Life gun. It even said, look right there, gun. What I'm going to do is, now pay attention to this, because one day I was just doing the blower and nothing was happening. Y'all cannot hear? You can hear fine. Okay. So there's a temperature setting here, off, low, and high, but there's also a temperature setting here. So like how much heat do you want to actually produce? So you can turn it to high, right? So I'm going to turn mine a little bit to high. And I have on one glove because it's actually going to be hot. And the gun is going to blow out hot air. So now I'm going to turn this on high. I think that's good. See that? Okay. See that? Good. It's a lot of wrinkles in there, but I think it's still okay. All right, now I'm going to get the oven. Hopefully y'all are feeling good. We've been on here for a long time. It always ends up being long, even when I don't really plan for it to be long. Let me stop Let me just change the view right quick for y'all to see just how, look how cute this is. Somebody take my picture. This is going to be my thumbnail. Look how cute this little thing is. It's so cute. This thing is cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to move it over. Go back to the other camera, y'all. Oh. Okay. See if we can fit it in this little space. I'm gonna move that back so y'all can get a good look at it. Okay, can y'all see that good enough? I think you can. Hopefully you can. Hopefully you can. When you plug it up, it automatically powers on, and I don't want it to be on yet, so I'm gonna hold this. Hold on. To turn it, I want it off. Okay, so I'm turning it off just for now. And the setting I'm going to use is 360 degrees for 6 minutes. Try to move this back a little bit so y'all can get a better view of it. Hopefully I don't burn my anything. Okay, y'all ready? All right, so I'm gonna turn it on. 360 degrees, 6 minutes. I'm gonna press the play button and it'll start to heat up. So you see it heating up. While that's heating up, I'm going to be kind of cleaning up a little bit and putting stuff back, but I'm also going to make sure that I have my easy press mat. I just put it right here on the top. I like both. The big oven is good because you have to use shrink wrap, yes. The big oven is good because you can put more in there at a time, but the little one is good too. Let me see if I can scoot that back a little bit so y'all can see it more. Hopefully this is helpful to you guys. If you had questions about sublimation and the whole shebang. And what I really, really want is for you to not be afraid to try. That's what I want. If I can help you not be afraid to try, that is amazing. Bye, Jessie. Thank you for being here. Okay. Use your 81. 81 works. I need all the things I do too, Christiana. Okay, so it's heating up. You see it heats up pretty fast. Unboxing the oven. How many times? It'll hold 3. It'll hold 3. You can do mugs, yes. So PYD Life also sent, let me see if I can find them. They sent these little clip things that you can use when you are sublimating something that has a, let me show you too. When you're sublimating something that has a handle, so you're supposed to clip the, I guess the shrink wrap to the handle. I haven't tried it yet. They just sent these recently. Can it do regular mugs without the wrap? Yes, I would say yes, but I haven't tried it. Yeah. You know, it's all a matter of personal preference. Give you directions to do the silver glitter. I just did it last night, Elevate Artistry, and I did not finish the tutorial. But I'm going to make a tutorial because I'm going to do the pink one too. I know. with that silver tumbler, let me show you something about that one. And I won't take it out too much because now that tumbler belongs to Mary. But let me just show you something with that one because I had to be careful with it. So originally it looked like this, right? The original silver tumbler looked like this. So when I sublimated it, I had to be careful about this top part because you really don't sublimate that part. So the height of this, it's not really 8, it's 7.7. Okay, so when I did this one, I had to be mindful of that. So I ended up printing it twice because I printed it wrong the first time, but I was pretty impressed with how it came out. I don't think I've ever gotten one this perfect. I was in here screaming my head off. What? Okay, so it's ready. So I'm going to put my one glove on. And I'm gonna open this up. And it's hot. And I'm just going to put the, I can't see from here, put the tumbler in there and just close it and it'll start automatically. It'll start counting down. I don't have to do anything. Kelly, you don't have a mug press? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Donna. So 6 minutes. We shall see. Y'all, we've been on here for almost 2 hours. Have I done a tumbler with the StarCraft 8-in-1? Just the one that had Milo on it, but I haven't done a 20 ounce. No sound. So it's on 5 minutes. Tracy, if you don't have sound, I think you have to just close out and come back in. I hope that everyone in here has already liked this video. That will be amazing. Y'all, I have a mess right here, a little mini mess. Yes, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. No sound? Does everyone else have sound? You gonna try stainless steel? Clean it up a little bit. Sound is okay. You have sound. If y'all can hear me singing, you have sound. You have sound. You have sound. If you can hear me singing, you have sound. You have sound. Yes, it goes off and it comes back on. It goes off. Aunt Wanda, don't you do it. You do not need this oven, Aunt Wanda. You already have the other oven. This is your husband, Aunt Wanda. Look here, baby girl. I don't know what he calls you, but I'm just going to pretend. Look here, baby girl. You don't need that oven. You just got the other oven. We got other things to do. We got to get over there to the campground, and we got to... Is that good? Do I sound like him a little bit? Mug press is like 5 minutes. Mug press is 5 minutes. do you call me? Because he doesn't call me baby girl. Oh, when he's being serious, he'll call me DeLonda. Oh, Lord. Send you the oven, okay? Okay. That's easy enough, Christiana. That's easy enough. It is quiet. It is quiet. Cleaning up a little bit. Cleaning up a little bit. Ah, you have sound. Ah, you have sound. Ah, 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 you have sound. Okay, I need to unretire. I love that word, unretire. I love it. I love it. Unretired. Getting late here. Oh, Rita, I'm sorry. It's getting late. It's 8:30 here, so I don't even know what time it is there. No giveaways. No, Elevate Artistry. I did not do any. Last year I did them I think I did them in maybe December for Christmas time. Too late to return your oven. Well, you don't need it because of cute, Miss Victoria. You just need it because of it if it works. And Elevate Artistry, thank you for still being here with me. But what I have done is I've started giving away more for the crafting challenges. So do the math on that as we wait. Kristen, I'm so proud of myself. I did not go. I am so proud of myself. Have a strong coffee tomorrow. I know. All right. It beat. It beat. It beat. Let me get my. Y'all, where's my other glove? Somebody hid it from me. Don't lie. Okay. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to turn the oven this way, y'all, because I'm a little bit nervous that I'm going to burn myself. I'm going to put it on here on this Cricut mat. And I'll move it over here so y'all can see it. And I'll change the camera view. I will. Maybe I can just remove the oven. Now, according to the warning, it says do not touch. It specifically said don't touch, I think it was the bottom. Let me turn it off. Okay, so you just do a long hold to turn it off. I want y'all to be able to see. I'll change the camera view over here so you can just see it over here. Okay. Just kidding. Okay. Here it is. Maybe if I put it, I want y'all to be able to see it as I unwrap it. What can I put it on? What can I? What can I put it on? Maybe. I'm gonna just try to move it. Do not try this at home, kids. Okay. Should be fine. Y'all can see this. Y'all can see that. All right, so I'm going to get my weeding tool and I want to start to take this off now. We'll see how I did. We'll see if I did okay. Live for everyone to see me mess it up. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. Yesterday was your birthday, Wanda? Happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. Yo, I'm nervous, very nervous. Who wants everybody to see their mistakes? Nobody. Where's she like this? Was it a tumbler press? I think it depends. I think it depends on space. What I like about this specific oven is that it only has one button. I mean, you saw how easy it was to use it. Can y'all see it good? Let me come up close so y'all can see it super, super good. Like I told you, I don't want to ever hide my mistakes from you because you'll learn from my mistakes. I like this little oven. I like the other oven too. I can't see the seam yet, but so far it's looking really good. Let me see what the seam looking like. The seam is seaming. This is up too high. Maybe if I just pull it back a little bit, y'all can see it better. See it? Oh my gosh. Let me get mine. It's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. There's a seam. Now let me bring it to the other camera so you can see it from a different view. I don't know if that view will help with the lighting. This is what it looks like. I love it. I'm so excited about this. I cannot believe it. Lakeisha, I love you. I love it, y'all. I love it. Look at that. There it is. So that's sublimation on a tumbler. We've sublimated a shirt. Are we good to go? Do we need to keep going? Or are we good? We think we got it. Are we good to go? It was, how many tumblers can you have? Rita! How many tumblers can you have? Rita! Rita, how many can you have? How many did I give you, Rita? Good to go? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, y'all. I have done sublimation on a mug. I have a lot of sublimation videos. I typically use Cricut Design Space. Let me change my view back over. And they don't always turn out nice, but when they don't, I'm gonna show it to you because you can learn from that. Let me move this over. This is not hot. If it is hot, I don't feel it maybe because of my gloves. Okay, American Idol is calling. Okay, so are we good to go? I think we're good. We were going to do a color changing mug, but I don't think we need to, unless y'all feel like we need to. I think we're good, really. I think we're good. Are we good? This is cute, y'all. This is pretty good. Now I can see at the top. Look at that. I don't know if y'all can see that at the top, but you know how you can be hard on yourself. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. See, I can't really show it to you, but like right there at the top, I see a few little white spots where I could have done a better job of taping. I think it was good. Okay, so I think we're good. We can stop. Did we accomplish our goal? Did we accomplish our goal? Thank you, Inga. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you so much. Oh, I gotta go get Milo. I'll go get him after we Did we accomplish our goal? Yes, yes. I go get Milo while I say my say. Don't leave. Let me get Milo right quick so y'all can say hi to him and I can say my say. Let me get him. Let me get him. Let me get Milo while I say my say. Milo, you better cooperate with these people. You don't want them thinking you crazy. Do you want them thinking you crazy? Do you? You want them to think you're crazy. Go. Don't let these people think you crazy, Milo. I've spoken very highly of you. Come on. Come on. We're going this way. You gonna be good? Show them your best smile. Come on. Turn around. You gonna say hi? Wait, you gotta turn around. Milo, you acting real dumb already. Y'all see him doing the most. Say hi to the people. Say hi. Say hi to the people. Right there. If you be good, are you gonna get a, you know what? Milo, you want to get a treat? He knows that word more than anything. You want to get a treat? Treat? I'm teasing you? Okay. All right. Thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to say my say. Hopefully you learned something. I hope you got a chance to see it in action and you're not afraid. That would be awesome. If you're not afraid to try sublimation, it's not as hard or as scary as people make it. I appreciate you joining me today. I know when you give somebody your time, that is your treasure. It's a part of your treasure. So I appreciate you giving me your time. Now let me say my say about road rage. Stay away from it. It is a senseless crime. It's a senseless argument, actually, right? Because you're going into an argument with somebody that you don't know or somebody you'll never see again. And people are going through stuff. So you don't need to, race to be first to get to the red light. You don't need to race to be first to get to the stop sign. You don't even need to be first at the stop sign. Okay. So just like keep your eyes on the road, keep your head just straight. Cause I'm going to be what? I always say, I'm going to be what? Late. Right? I'm going to be late. So I don't rush. I don't get in a road rage with anybody. I'm never going to get into an argument with somebody I don't even know. Like, it's just not worth it. People are going through stuff. And most of the time they take it out when they get in their car, right? They're just mad at the world. They don't want to go to work, or they go into work and they feel like they're underpaid and overworked. So just eyes on the road, straight ahead. You don't need to give them no look, no neck, no nothing, no finger. We call it the what? Right finger of fellowship. We don't need to give them a finger. No fingers, no hand, no gesture, no nothing. So if they're mad at you, they don't even know why they're mad at you. Okay? All right? So no road rage. Right? When we say bye to Milo, and Milo's going to get a treat. He loves that word. Okay. Thank y'all for joining me. I hope it was helpful. I appreciate you all for being here. Okay? Say goodbye. We're going to say bye. And we're going to go get a Christmas tree. Okay. Bye, y'all. Gotta click on the thing.